Vigyan Prasar presents The Science Show, a biography on world scientists. Science and technology have accompanied man since he took birth on this planet. Today, we are entering the advanced age of new scientific trends and innovations. In this radio program, we will travel through the lives of these great men world over who have given technology its present phase. Their invaluable contributions to the world of science are unparalleled. We are indebted to them for our present-day comforts. This will be an exciting and interesting journey through the lifetimes of the greatest international scientists from various branches of science who are the prime shapers of modern concepts. Anecdotes and historical facts about these scientists will definitely attract and fascinate our listeners. This episode is dedicated to the life and work of Thomas Alva Edison.
Namaskar and welcome to the Science Show. This is Devjeet.
And this is Jayati, your co-host. It's great to have you back in this interesting and informative science program.
Jayati, today we are going to discuss about one of the greatest innovative minds of all time. And we all owe much to him.
Oh, that will be great, Devjeet. But I would like to know who he is.
Okay, let me give you a hint. He's dubbed as the Wizard of the Menlo Park, New Jersey. And he's one of the co-founders of world's largest electrical company, the General Electric, or the GE.
Hey, I got you, Devjeet. You're referring to Edison. And I mean Thomas Alva Edison. Now that's a really bright idea.
You are absolutely correct, Jayati. That is why I appreciate you so much. Do you know something about him? Have you read something about him that we can share on this show?
I suppose, Devjeet, I know a bit. But at the same time, I'm sure it's nothing compared to what you are eager to share with us today. I can see how excited you are about this.
Hey, it's not like that. Please don't flatter me, Jayati. You'll be surprised to know that Alva Edison is Life magazine's #1 man of the millennium and is credited with holding a staggering 1,093 US patents, a record number for one person that still holds. Perhaps Edison is the only person to have patent granted every year for 65 consecutive years from 1868 to 1933. Today it is not possible to even imagine a day without Edison's inventions, isn't it, Jayati?
Wow, what a fertile mind he bore. He was really one of the greatest inventors in history. If I'm not wrong, Devjeet, among his many inventions included incandescent electric light bulb, the phonograph, the motion picture projector, the automatic multiplex telegraph, the carbon telephone transmitter, the alkaline storage battery, and many such others.
Yes, Jayati, you're quite true. Besides electric light, he created and contributed to movies, telephones, records, and CDs as well.
His inventions, then, Devjeet, has deeply affected the shaping of modern society. It can be said without doubt that when Edison was born, there was no electric lamp. But by the time he died, all the cities were brightly lit with them. Much to the credit for this goes to Edison.
Yeah, and some people go to the extent of saying that Edison single-handedly invented the 20th century. He was the most prolific inventor of the world has ever seen. This is quite true indeed.
That's true. All his inventions are in use in one form or the other. Throughout his lifetime, he tried hard to invent products that the whole world could use. He was such a determined man that he was never stopped by failure. We are all told that he failed 10,000 times in storage battery experiments. But then Edison always said, "Why, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
Wow. How can one be so dedicated and diligent? That's why he's Edison. He was tireless at experimentation but always very practical and commercial in his goals. As a small child also, Edison had an insatiable appetite for knowledge and skill of intense concentration. I have many more such interesting facts to disclose, but before we go ahead, let's take a break.
Prasar, an autonomous organization under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, was set up in 1989 to undertake large-scale science popularization tasks in India. Vigyan Prasar aims to promote and propagate a widely as possible a scientific and rational outlook in the society. Vigyan Prasar Network VIPNet of science clubs was established with the aim of making science learning joyful and meaningful to the children. Currently, there are about 5,000 VIPNet clubs spread across the country. Vigyan Prasar has been involved in designing and developing activity kits and other resource materials for VIPNet clubs. Publication of popular science books and periodicals has been the mainstay of Vigyan Prasar activities right from its inception. Vigyan Prasar has so far published over 100 titles in English, Hindi and other Indian languages. Some of the series that have evolved over the years are Science Biography Series, Science Classics Reprint Series, Indian Scientific Heritage Series, Natural History Series and the Health Series.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Science Show, a radio series on biographies of world scientists. And we must remind you that the series is presented to you by Vigyan Prasar.
Devjit, you would be surprised to know that Edison had no formal educational background, and he attended school only for 3 months. He was taught reading, writing and arithmetic by his mother, Nancy Elliott Edison, who was a school teacher. Well, really speaking, it was actually Edison's mother who encouraged him to learn and deduce things for himself. Edison was very young when for the first time his mother gave him a book on experimental chemistry.
Yes, Jayati. And I also read that he used to spend all his spare money buying chemicals, and he also collected bottles, wires and other items for experiments. And he built some kind of a science laboratory in the basement of the family's home when he was only 10. Now I know where he got all that inspiration from.
You know, Devjit, at a later point in his lifetime, he confessed that his mother was the real person behind all his success and fame, because she was the one who triggered the flame in young Edison.
He strongly believed in hard work and self-improvement, sometimes working 20 hours a day. You'll be surprised to know, despite all these, he was expelled from his school because of his deafness. It is interesting to know that no one really knows how Edison lost most of his hearing. Do you know anything about it, Jayati?
I'm not quite sure, but one story goes to say that Edison lost his hearing after having scarlet fever as a young child. Whatever be the version, his deafness increased with his age, and finally he was totally deaf in the left ear and had only 10% hearing in his right ear.
That's really sad, Jayati.
You know, Devjit, despite his deafness, he achieved something that most perfect human beings cannot. From his parents, he also developed a good taste for literature and history. Before he was 12, he had already read Charles Dickens and William Shakespeare.
That's quite amazing. But the best part was that he never repented for his deafness. Rather, it seems that he saw it as an advantage of being deaf. He was of the opinion that it helped him to concentrate on his work.
Wow, what a personality he was.
Edison actually started working when he was only 13 years old. He took a job as a newsboy selling candy and newspapers on the local railroad that ran through Port Huron to Detroit. At the mere age of 15, Edison was involved in printing, publishing and selling his own newspaper, which included local news and advertisement for his father's store. He even worked as a telegraph operator throughout central western states of USA as well as Canada.
Well, actually, Devjit, Edison arrived in Boston only in the year 1968, where he switched his profession from being a telegraph operator to an inventor. He got a job of an expert night telegraph officer. He worked really hard to improve the telegraph machine so that it could send multiple messages at the same time over the same wire. Later, he borrowed money from his friend and quit his job to devote all his time to inventing. His zeal and enthusiasm to work was unfathomable.
Indeed, Jayati, I think Edison also first invented electrical vote recorder, what we call here as electronic voting machines.
You're absolutely right, Devjit. I believe this vote recorder was used by the elected bodies such as the US Congress to speed the election process.
You are right, Jayati. He first patented it in 1868. However, he could not find a buyer for his invention. The US Congress did not show any interest in purchasing this as it counted votes too quickly.
Is it really true, Devjit, that Edison vowed not to invent anything unless there was a commercial demand for it?
Yeah, it seems quite true. He would only invent things that he was certain to have a market for. And one of his inventions was universal stock printer, which fetched him an astounding 40,000 US dollars. This was his first invention that was sold to General Lefferts, the chief of Gold and Stock Telegraph Company, along with some other goods. The proceeds from this sale enabled Edison to set up his first small laboratory and manufacturing facility in New York in New Jersey.
Yes, Devjit. And it was during this period that he invented and manufactured devices that greatly improved the speed and efficiency of the telegraph. I have many more such interesting facts to disclose. But before we go ahead, let's take a break. Keep listening to the Science Show.
Vigyan Prasar brings out a bilingual monthly newsletter, popular science magazine, Dream 2047. Many of the articles that have appeared in Dream 2047 have been reproduced in newspapers and magazines. Ham radio popularization is a major activity of Vigyan Prasar. Vigyan Prasar, jointly with National Council for Science and Technology Communication, NCSTC, has established an amateur radio club, VU2NCT. The importance of ham radio cannot be overemphasized during the natural calamities like floods or earthquakes.
Welcome back, friends. So, should we move ahead, Jayati?
Devjit, as far as I know, Edison invented most of his creations from Menlo Park, situated in the southwest of New York.
You're right, Jayati. He soon moved to Menlo Park and established the world's first research and development laboratory outside the university system. It had all the equipment necessary to work on any invention and an impressive library. It also became the model for later modern facilities like the Bell Laboratories. It is from here Edison changed the times to come.
Yes, Devjit. It was here that he made his first great invention of the tin-foil phonograph.
Yes, you are right, Jayati. Tin-foil phonograph could record and reproduce sound. The phonograph, patented in 1878, is sometimes considered to be the most original invention made by Edison. When Edison recited "Mary Had a Little Lamb" into the strange device, to everyone's amazement, his machine repeated the words exactly.
And it is said, Devjit, that he was invited to the White House to demonstrate it to the President Rutherford Hayes in April 1878. The tin-foil phonograph was sold to the public at that time at prices ranging from $10 to $200.
But after this, Edison took up the greatest challenge, for which he is remembered the most by this mankind: the invention of a practical incandescent electric lamp.
But Devjit, I think that similar attempts were made before him to develop electric lamps, isn't it?
Quite true, Jayati. In 1877, Charles Brush started his lighting business, but nothing had been developed which could be used in home. The light bulbs developed before Edison burnt out after a few minutes.
But what were the problems with those lights, Devjit?
You see, Jayati, the filament or the wires of these lights were not that stable when electricity passed through them. And they even did not produce good light. Thus, they were not safe to use at home.
I see, Devjit. You mean Edison had to invent such a filament or wire which would remain stable and give good light when electricity flowed through them?
You're correct, Jayati. In his effort to find such a material, he studied the whole history of lighting. He filled 200 notebooks with over 40,000 pages on gas illumination alone.
It seems to achieve this, he sent his people to the jungles of Amazon and the forests of Japan. He tested over 6,000 vegetable growths as filament material.
Yeah, Jayati. In 1879, after spending $40,000 and performing more than 1,200 experiments, Edison succeeded.
I think the material was carbonized sewing thread, which burnt for long enough to be of practical value.
Exactly. And Edison not only developed a practical incandescent lamp, but he also developed an electric lighting system with all the necessary components, like dynamos to make the electric power, wires and fuses, electric meter switches to turn the light on or off, and soon to make the incandescent light practical, safe, and commercially viable.
Wow! And the first public demonstration of Edison's incandescent lighting system was carried out in December 1879, when the Menlo Park Laboratory Complex was electrically lit. What a sight it must have been, Devjit. I think it's something like giving vision to a blind person, isn't it?
You're correct, Jayati. And soon the offices of New York Times and JP Morgan were provided with electric light.
Then Devjit, how was GE formed?
You see, Jayati, Edison soon persuaded some of the richest people, like John Pierpont Morgan, to become his business partners. Together they formed the Edison General Electric Light Company. General Electric merged with its leading competitor, Thomson Houston, in 1892. The company became simply General Electric.
And even today, it is one of the largest companies of the world indeed.
In 1887, Edison built a bigger invention laboratory in West Orange, New Jersey, where he worked until his death. It had 14 buildings and 6 of which were devoted solely to the business of inventing. It had space for machine shops, glass blowing operations, electrical power generation, and other facilities. It was such a huge laboratory that it not only allowed Edison to work on any kind of project, but also allowed him to work on 10 to 20 different projects simultaneously. Isn't that absolutely fantastic, Jayati?
Right, Devjit. It's one of the most exciting laboratories I have ever heard of. But Devjit, if I remembered correctly, that Edison was even one of the inventors of motion pictures.
Quite true, Jayati. Edison and his co-workers invented a strip netograph, which was actually a very early kind of movie camera. They also built a kinetoscope to watch what the netograph recorded as movies. Actually, the first movie theater or netoscope parlor was built in 1894 in New York City. Many inventors helped find pieces of the puzzle, but Edison put the pieces of the puzzle together to make this a roaring success.
Devjit, many say Edison was granted a patent even 2 years after his death. Is that true?
Yeah, you see, Edison applied for his first patent, the electric vote recorder, in 1868 at the age of 21. And his last patent, holder of article to be electroplated, was filed in 1931, the year he died at the age of 84. The last patent was granted after 2 years of Edison's death.
It's simply amazing, Devjit.
But unfortunately, everything has its end. He died on October 18th, 1931, at the age of 84. He was experimenting till he died. In tribute to this great inventor, electric lights in USA were dimmed for 1 minute on October 21st, 1931. In 1956, the President of USA, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, made the research laboratory in West Orange, New Jersey, a national monument.
But whatever Edison invented was written down in excellent detail in 3,500 notebooks. They included library records, letters, photographs of models, and so on. A person can see the entire process of invention, the emergences of the finished product from idea through experiments. We will know more about this genius from Shri Ved Priya, Secretary, Haryana Vigyan Manch, and Dr. Rana Pratap, former President, Haryana Vigyan Manch.
एडिसन की उम्र जब 23 वर्ष की थी, वह गोल्डन स्टोक टेलीग्राफ कंपनी के मालिक जनरल लेफर्ड के पास नौकरी के लिए आया और वहाँ उन्होंने एक नई मशीन एडिसन यूनिवर्सल प्रिंटर का आविष्कार किया। जब उसके मालिक ने उसके सामने प्रस्ताव रखा कि आपको क्या इनाम दिया जाए, तो एक बार तो एडिसन ने सोचा कि मैं क्या मांगूं, हो सकता है कि मैं मांग लूं और वो अमाउंट कम रहे। तो उसने उनके मालिक पे छोड़ दिया कि आप जो चाहें मुझे दें। जनरल लेफर्ट ने 40,000 रुपये का चेक उसके नाम दिया और कहा ये ले जाइए आप। और एडिसन जब उस चेक को लेकर के बैंक गया और 40,000 डॉलर, तो बैंक के कैशियर ने कहा कि लो एंडोर्स कर दीजिए और साइन करने के लिए चेक लौटाया। एडिसन ने समझा कि शायद ये चेक नकली है, और क्योंकि उसे सुनाई तो देता नहीं था, वो चेक वापस लेकर के कंपनी के मालिक के पास आया और कहने लगा कि आपने मेरे साथ मजाक क्यों किया है, मैं तो पहले ही समझता था कि 40,000 रुपये मेरी मशीन की कीमत नहीं हो सकती। तो कंपनी का मालिक समझ गया और उसने अपना असिस्टेंट साथ भेजा और कहा कि चलो इसको कैश करवा दीजिए। और एडिसन ने छोटे छोटे नोटों के रूप में वह रकम इकट्ठी की और आने के बाद नेवर्थ न्यू जर्सी में अपना कारखाना खोला।
एडिसन के बारे में एक चीज़ हम देखते हैं कि वो एक आम मनुष्य की तरह से, आम आदमी की तरह से हमेशा सारी ज़िंदगी बहुत सहज थे और हर चीज़ में सहज तरह की प्रक्रिया करते थे। जैसे कभी शरारत भी की, जब उनके मालिक ने 40,000 डॉलर दिए एक उनके डिस्कवरी पर, तो जिस तरह का एक्साइटमेंट और जिस तरह की सहजता उस घटना में नज़र आती है, वह एक बहुत ही एक ह्यूमन फेस उस साइंटिस्ट का रखती है, उस व्यक्ति का रखती है। और दूसरी बात यह है कि वो जैसे घटना है कि 10,000 एक्सपेरिमेंट फेल होने के बाद भी ये कहना कि हमने इससे सीखा है, ये अच्छा रहा हमारे लिए कि हमने सीखा कि इस तरह की स्थितियों में ये काम नहीं होता है। तो ये जो जुनून है, एक्साइटमेंट है एक आदमी के अंदर, सहजता और जुनून, ये बड़ी डिस्कवरी के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। और उम्र में एक सारी उम्र जो कहते हैं सबसे ज़्यादा काम किए, सबसे बड़ी डिस्कवरीज़ की, तो इसके लिए इस तरह का जुनूनी होना और सहज होना एक वैज्ञानिक के व्यक्तित्व का बहुत ज़रूरी तत्व है।
यह घटना 9 दिसंबर 1914 की है। वह अपने कारखाने में आया और अचानक उसके कारखाने में आग लग गई। उसका पूरी तरह से कारखाना नष्ट हो गया। एडिसन ने देखा कि उसका एक फ़ोटो है जिसका फ्रेम झुलस गया है, शीशा टूट गया है, लेकिन चित्र वैसा का वैसा है। ऐसी स्थिति के अंदर कोई भी व्यक्ति शॉक्ड हो सकता है, लेकिन एडिसन ने जब फ़ोटो देखा उसने कहा कि ये पूरी आग मेरे कारखाने को जला सकती है, मेरे फ्रेम को तोड़ सकती है, और जब मेरा बाल भी बांका नहीं कर सकती तो स्टिल मुझे बहुत कुछ करना है। और उसके बाद भी उन्होंने 40 नए आविष्कार किए।
एक बार एडिसन न्यूयॉर्क हेराल्ड के संपादक के साथ उनका आपस में इंटरव्यू हो रहा था। संपादक उनके आविष्कारों पर इंटरव्यू ले रहे थे, तो एडिसन ने पूछा उनसे कि हमारा बल्ब कैसे लगा आपको। तो कहने लगे ये बल्ब हमारे किस काम का, ये हमारा सिगार नहीं सुलगा सकता। तो एडिसन चुप रहे सुन के इस बात को, और जब वापस आए तो उसके बाद 2 दिन के अंदर ही एक ऐसे मशीन का आविष्कार किया जो सिगार सुलगा सकता था।
यह घटना 21 अक्टूबर 1929 की है, जब एडिसन के द्वारा आविष्कार किए हुए बल्ब की 50वीं वर्षगांठ मनाई जा रही थी और उसमें अमेरिका के प्रेसिडेंट भी शामिल थे। तो पहली बार अमेरिका के प्रेसिडेंट ने सब प्रोटोकॉल तोड़ करके अंत में एडिसन को बोलने का अवसर दिया। ये उनके लिए सबसे बड़ा सम्मान था।
एडिसन के अंदर इतने 1000 इन्वेंशंस करने के बाद भी एक मैकेनिक की जो सहजता थी, उसका हम एक उदाहरण देखते हैं कि एक बार वो अपनी बेटी के साथ नाटक देख रहे थे और अचानक लाइट डिम हो गई। तो वो गए और जो लोग लाइट का अरेंजमेंट देख रहे थे उसमें उनको समझ में नहीं आ रही थी क्या समस्या है। तो एडिसन ने अपने कपड़े बदल के और मैकेनिक के कपड़े पहन के और वहाँ गए और जाकर उस जो समस्या थी उसको ठीक किया, और उसके बाद वो लाइट ठीक आ गई। उन्होंने कहा कि अब सारी जो देखने वाले हैं, सारे व्यूवर्स इस नाटक को ठीक तरह से देख सकेंगे। तो इस तरह का काम करने का जुनून था एडिसन में।
That was very interesting to know, Jayati. Edison was very organized and hard-working man. He often said, opportunity is missed by most because it is dressed in overalls and looks like hard work. He always looked for proof for everything in order to accept a theory for fact.
Those are golden words, Devjit. Thomas Alva Edison was one of the greatest innovative minds of all times. He achieved great success while working in his laboratory and machine shop in Menlo Park, New Jersey. And for this reason, he was dubbed the Wizard of Menlo Park. Even in his lifetime, he had turned into a folk hero of legendary status. I'm glad that we shared this interesting information with our listeners. I'm sure they're waiting for more.
I know, we can go on and on and on about this, Jayati, but we have to keep track of time as well.
I think you're right, Devjit. So let's bid goodbye to our listeners. Hey, but only to come back soon with more next time. I have a great feeling in my heart when we discuss about these great scientists. It instigates lots of hope in me. Isn't it, Devjit?
You are right, Jayati. I cannot wait till the next time when we talk about another great soul. But till then, goodbye to you all. Have a wonderful time ahead.
Thank you for listening, and goodbye to you all.
Goodbye, all of you friends. Have a wonderful time ahead.
For further information and to know more about the program, please contact Director, Vigyan Prasar, C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Presenters of the program are Jyoti Roy and Devajit Acharya. Program Research, Dr. Subodh Mohanty. Voice, Jitendra Ramprakash. Script, Jyoti Roy. We acknowledge to Dr. V.B. Kamble, Shri K.P. Madhu, Shri Biman Basu, Dr. Dharam Prakash and Dr. Irfan Habib for their warm cooperation. The program coordinator is Dr. T.V. Venkateshwaran. Directors Subhash Kapoor and Sohail Hashmi. The program was produced by Vikalp Communications for Vigyan Prasar.